Center for Joyful Business at joyfulbusiness.com. And I am continuing to share with you my top soulful strategies for growing your business for 2024. This one might surprise you that it's a growth strategy for your business. My number one strategy is self-love. Self-love. You see, you have to believe in yourself and your work enough to show up again and again and again, right? To take courageous actions, to invest in things that feel really uncomfortable, to be uncomfortable because you matter and your work matters. That you have to love yourself enough and your work enough to be willing to put yourself out there in new ways, in ways that stretches your comfortableness with being more visible, with being seen, with being heard, the very things that you probably want. And yet, it can feel so uncomfortable, whatever that next level is for you, right? I know when I first started my business, it was just uncomfortable giving somebody my business card that had my name and my business on it. I was used to working for corporate, and I had the corporate name, the corporate identity behind me. And so it wasn't as uncomfortable. It was like, oh yeah, I'm VP of marketing for this company, right? Now it's like, when I first started, it was like, oh, digging around in my purse from that business card and daring to love what I have to offer enough to pull it out of my purse and say, hey, could we exchange business cards? Right? It's uncomfortable, but it's so important to develop that profound, deep love for yourself and your work. And as you do, everything changes. So from that very first beginner part, should I tell them what I do? Should I pull out my business card or exchange numbers? To the next level of growth, right? I don't have that qualm now, but I have a different one, right? Showing up, doing videos every day, sending emails a lot, right? Because my work matters, because my programs matter, and I want people to pay attention. I want them to see what it's going to do for them, right? It takes inner confidence, but it really comes back to this deep self-love for yourself and your message and your work. And to remind yourself that you are marketing, sharing, inviting for people, right? That you are doing this for the love of people and the difference that you can make with your work. You aren't marketing to people or at people, we hope, right? You're marketing for them, right? You also believe and love your soul work so much that you want your soul work to grow and expand and evolve. It's like a little baby, right? And it's like you want to see what it can turn into because it's fun and it's a creative process. And you know that as it's growing, it is going to be making an impact with more and more people. You also believe and love in yourself so much that you want to, well, I talked about it. You want to get comfortable with just thinking of how to start this. You want to get comfortable with receiving, all right? That you love yourself enough to receive the prosperity, the money, the kind words, the testimonials, the attention, the invitations, the opportunities, all right? Not about it's being nothing to do with being like negative ego driven, right? But you can be positive ego driven as well. Positive ego driven is that you do this for the love of yourself, the work that you have, and the people that you can help change. So self-love, it's why you invest in a coach to help you, right? To go faster, do this better, to help you shift and unleash and figure out what are the right strategies for you or whatever it is you're doing working with a coach. It's why you'll invest the time to write the book, to make tweaks to your website, to update your LinkedIn profile, right? That you'd rather be, you might want to be out there playing, but in fact, you're creating instead of just being a consumer. It's why you will learn how to show up on social media, right? Work through how to do videos, work through how to post in a way that is authentic and integrity, right? And that you'll work through your visibility fears. I have so many clients where they're excited, they love their work, but they have to go deeper into loving themselves enough that they'll break through those visibility ceilings so that they can be seen and their work can be found. It's why you love yourself enough to invest in your business and hire a virtual assistant, right? To do the things that you're not as good at doing, right? So that you can give yourself the time to focus on your genius work, right? Your soul work and your beautiful brilliance, because that's what's going to make the difference. It's why you invest in mindset work, energy work, that you're shifting the energetics and healing those parts of yourself, those unloved parts of yourself, so that you can more easily and sustainably step into your leadership. And I say sustainably because we can all get courage for a day and say, "Oh, I'm going to put that video on Facebook, or LinkedIn, and I'm going to show up today." And then we start hiding. I have many clients who have stories about, and I've even had this back in the day, right? Where you get a great opportunity to speak on stage or speak on a video summit. And then afterwards, it's like you hide a few days. It's almost like you have that visibility hangover. And it's like, oh, it was too much, right? And then you're hiding from the very people who said they want more from you, right? So again, you love yourself. The self-growth strategy, I mean, this growth strategy for your business is that when you love yourself enough, you will make the choice every day to stop listening to that mean bully voice inside, right? That bully boss that says, no one's going to listen to you. Hey, this sucks. Whatever your voice says to you, right? That you're like everybody else. You're just going to blend in. Nobody's going to see you. Or they get really creative and they flip it and say, "Oh, you're so different. No one's going to understand you. You're mean." That mean bully boss voice is very creative, right? It'll say, "You must work 24/7 to be successful." And in the next breath, it's like, take a break, go take a nap, right? It'll say, "You're too expensive. Lower your price. Who do you think you are?" And then the next day, they're like, "Oh my gosh, your price is too high. Who do you think you are?" So that mean bully voice, we gotta find a way to move it to the back of the bus, right? Get the lesson, get the bit of the grain, the sand of truth that it's trying to tell you, and then let your compassionate and committed boss voice take over, right? Your compassionate, can you say it? Compassionate and committed boss voice is telling you things like you have amazing gifts. You really need to share them. Keep going. Your people want more. Show up today. That positive, self-nourishing voice says, "It's okay to rest. You're not avoiding the hard stuff. You have the flu, you have COVID," right? Or you're the type of person who needs a lot of rest. I'm the type of person that needs a lot of alone time, a lot of downtime, a lot of rest. And it's taken me years to honor that this is my operating system. This is how I operate in the world. And you can tell if you've been around Joyful Business and my stuff, I create a lot, right? So for all that I create, I know that my operating system also needs to have downtime. So that nourishing voice, that nourishing boss voice is going to say good, positive things to you. It's also going to tell you have something unique and special, and people need your soul work, right? And that deep down inside, it makes a difference. So, hey, let's go take that courageous action together, right? So self-love is really, I call it the number one best, most positive growth strategy for your business. And that without it, you will quit too soon or you never really will show up to begin with. Now, we all hit our upper limits, right? As you are growing your business, again, you'll have a lot of, you have to develop that sense of self-love for you and your work. But and we'll hit a new ceiling, right? We always hit new ceilings, that upper limit, that ceiling that we don't even realize that we put on our love, our money, our success, our joy, of how much we will let ourselves receive. But if you love yourself enough, you will learn to expand and break through that ceiling of what you're willing to receive. All right. If you are still listening, I'm assuming that this growth strategy, this soulful growth strategy, interests you. And I've got something else I want to invite you to. Every month, I lead a free workshop. They're called Simplify and Amplify. It's the third Wednesday of the month. I hope that you will come. I talk about, put you through a workshop on a fresh topic every month. And it's not just more information, it's not overwhelming training. It is about soulful marketing, right? And it's about how do you simplify your business, your systems, your message, your marketing. And then how do you amplify your success? Today, we're talking about how to amplify your success with self-love, right? How do you amplify your visibility, your energy, your attraction power? And of course, amplify the clients that you attract to you and the collaboration opportunities. This month, I'm going to be talking about on third Wednesday, February 21st, I'm going to be talking about getting really clear about your magnetic specialty niche. This is coming back to self-love, right? Having enough self-love that you actually embrace that you have a magnetic specialty niche, or that your niche has evolved into one that maybe is a new one. That happens with a lot of my clients who come have decades of experience, but they're really wanting to hone in on this particular magnetic specialty niche. So you can go to joyfulbusiness.com/simplify amplify workshop, or just look for the link down below in the comments. Oh, and let me just tell you that the community is fantastic. It's full of dream believers, dream creators, people who are doing their soul work, and they want to show up and get their work out in the world, their soul work out in the world in a much bigger way. So I hope you'll join us.